So, welcome back guys. Day 2. Hope you enjoyed day 1. What we did, just a quick one on day 1. So we covered the squat and the press, or press up, all those variations. Okay. Hope you enjoyed that little cardio session at the end, and remember to put your score down, because I would retest that towards the end of the course to see how you get on. Some of you may have been struggling more so with getting up off the floor to go back into your squats and get back down. Don't worry too much about that. That's just a test for today, for day 1. And you'll notice as we go through this course, you'll move better, getting off the floor, getting back up, and getting into those, your transitions between those two movements will be considerably better. Plus, you'll be stronger in your squats and in your press ups. So that's just a little test to start off with, just to see how we progressed when we get to the end. Okay, so don't be too concerned with day 1. Again, with the squat, we're just and the press up, we're working on the movement and getting better and refining that movement as we go through. So, hinge today. The skill today is the hinge. We'll do the video again in 2 parts, a part A and part B, just to make it a little bit easier for uploading and just for watching as well. Okay, so skills today. This is part A. Sorry. So the kit you're going to need for part A is a chair. Okay, just for the warm up, for your warm up squats. Don't worry, you're not going to be burning your legs out too much again today. Kettlebell if you've got one, or a big book. Okay, most of you are going to have a big book. Okay, so we'll work on that today. Next week when we go into the hinge, I'll show you a way how to make a kettlebell out of the stuff that you've got at home. Okay. The other stuff we need is a hoodie or a long, reasonably long towel. Okay, that you can stretch your arms out to, and a broomstick. Okay, so those movements. I'm just going to, the kit that you'll need today. If you need to pause the video, do so, and get off and get that kit now. I'm just going to put it out of the way slightly. Yeah, so if you're back with us, hinge, we're going to work on just teaching you how to hinge correctly. Okay, we did a little bit in the squat, but this is a bigger hinge this time. A lot of things that you'll need for deadlifts and kettlebell swings. Okay, also it's a very efficient way to pick things off the floor, and a safe way to pick things off the floor. Okay, I won't go too much into the whole process now, but that's the skill set today. So the hinge, and we'll use a broomstick to aid us to get the form right. Then we'll try some book deadlifts or kettlebell deadlifts, and then some book swings or kettlebell swings. Okay, and that should set you up then for the conditioning. So the cardio side of things today, we've got a 9-minute AMRAP. So basically that's 9 minutes. So the clock's running for 9 minutes, and you do as many rounds as possible. That's what AMRAP stands for. So you've got 10 swings, 10 sit-ups, and then 20 mountain climbs or 10 mountain climbs, depending on your fitness level. Guys, all these cardio sessions, listen to me here, they're at your pace, okay? And what we do is supposed to be progressive, so just build it up slowly as the weeks, as the days and the weeks go on. I say that all the time, but that is really important, that you don't feel that you're falling behind. Just make sure you do what you can. If you have to drop the reps on the mountain climbs, that's fine, or you have to break them up, that's fine. Okay, it's 9 minutes of you working hard, that's all I want. Okay, so we'll start off with the warm-up, guys. I'll explain the warm-up. We've got chair sits to start off with, or air squats, and let's just remind you of what we've done on the previous video. So feet out to shoulder width, so they're just outside the shoulders here. I'm grabbing the floor with my feet, 3 points of contact, big toe, little toe and heel, and I'm sitting down into that squat and driving back up again. I sit down, drive back up, down, drive back up. I want you to do 5 reps of the chair squats. Okay, next bit you're going to need is your hoodie or towel. Okay, so what I want you to do is grab the arms and then roll it around as quick as you can, or as good as you can. So we want to try to get that rolled over. Now I'm going to grab the arms and then arms out nice and straight, and I'm going to take it over the back and touch my back and then come back. Okay, 10 reps on this one. I'll loosen that up already. Maybe try to go this way. So I'm going to come up, touch, back. That's 1 rep. There's 2. Okay, I need you to do, sorry, I said 10, it's 5 pass-throughs. So what I really want you to do, what you should be feeling is a nice stretch in your shoulders here, so your deltoids, your front deltoids. Okay, happy with that? So that's 5 reps. All this is going to be 5 reps. We're going to go twice through, 5 chair squats. You can do air squats on the second round if you so wish, if you feel comfortable with the air squat, making sure we're trying to get down to that bottom position, keeping your chest up. Okay, 5 pass-throughs, and then the next one, the next movement, you'll need your brush. Okay, so your brush goes on your back of your shoulders, arms are behind, just pointing this way, and all I'm going to do now is pull my belly button in, bend my knees slightly, and push my bum back as if I'm going to shut the car door, and then squeeze my butt, stand up. So knees bent slightly, push, and then stand back up again. So notice that I don't go too low that I round my back, just enough to push my bum back, and then stand back up again, squeezing my bum. So push back, stand up. So that's it guys, 5 reps, 2 rounds, 5 squats, chair or air squats, depending on your form. Okay, remember shoulder width apart. Okay, good grip, 3 points of contact to the floor, chest stays up, we sit the hips back. Pass-throughs, trying to keep your arms as straight as possible. If that feels too easy for you, then you can grab the brush and then come around. You'll get a bit more resistance from this because it doesn't flex so much as the hoodie or the towel would. But I'd start off with the towel first, just as a little bit easier on the shoulders. And then you've got your Broom good mornings, okay? So here, bend the knees, push your hips back, stand up. You're pushing your bum forward, squeeze it up nice and straight. So 5 reps on each one, guys, and going through twice. Pause the video if you need to, and then we'll get ready for the skill. So, the skill, guys, we've got, I've written here, we've got broomstick hinge. Now, I find that this is a great way, I started off teaching kids how to hinge with a broomstick, and I found out that it really effective with adults as well. So we're going to go through that today. Basically all you need is a nice straight broomstick, okay? What we're going to do then is bring it back behind you, so you've got a bit of room just above your head, and then the rest of it hanging down like a tail like a fox. So let's just keep it there, yeah, and then push it completely to your back. So it's really straight, so you've got a nice rigid back there. And then what we did with those good mornings, remember what we did with good mornings? So knees bent slightly, okay, pull the stomach in, and then push that bum back. Now, what you'll see, it's quite hard to see because my hand's there, but that brush is just straight on my back. Now, if I was rounded over like this, the broomstick would go straight up. So this is why it's quite important that, so here, bring my chest up, that keeps the broomstick nice and straight. If I round it, drop my chest, there's the back, lower back being rounded, there's no contact here. So I want to chest up, there. Don't want you go too far down, you can go a little bit down there if your hamstrings let you. Some people, if your hamstrings are tight, you literally cannot get any further here, then you start to round back. Just stay here guys, that's fine. And then hinge back up, hold it there. So the good thing about the broomstick is you get feedback. Yeah, so if I don't go like that, I can almost feel that gap in straight away. So use the broomstick to teach you how to hinge correctly. And the hinge is basically picking how you should hinge over to pick any object off the floor. Okay? Because when we do that, when we hinge, we use the posterior, which is the hamstrings and glutes, a little bit of your back, but mostly the hamstrings and glutes, which are the stronger muscles to pick objects off the floor. Okay? So, ideally, like I say, if you've got a partner, you've got someone to do it with, partner up, do a few reps in between with each other, and keep an eye on that broomstick gap. Nice. So pause if you need to. Shouldn't need to really remind you to keep pausing, but I will do anyway. So taking it on from there, guys, we've got, I'm going to do it with a book. Okay, Mary Berry, good book, about as much use as it gets. Not really, it's a good book. So what I want you to do now is take that broomstick method on. So this is the lead on now, so arms stay nice and straight, chest is up really proud, and we tuck those arms in nice and solid to our body from here. Now this book wants to go between our legs, so our feet want to go out just out to shoulder width, probably where you do your squats. Okay, chest stays up here, and then I'm pretending I'm on that broomstick, I hinge over, I'm not quite near the ground now, my hamstrings won't let me, so then all I do now is just bend my knees slightly to touch the floor. So I'm grabbing the top end of this book. If I grab too, I have to go too far down, and then I've got a chance of rounding back. So ideally you want a nice long, if you really struggle with the hinge and you've got tight hamstring, have a bigger book or find something else, like a game set or something like we got. Sorry about the noise, but yeah. So this one's obviously a lot bigger, and I'll have to go down. I won't have to go down as far. Okay? So if you struggle, you really struggle with your hamstrings, just have a bigger box. You've probably got a kid's box or a Monopoly box around the house. Okay, so it's just practicing form. So broomstick, hinge, get past the knees. So the chest is still proud here, it's not rounded over. And then I just bend my knees slightly to touch the floor. And then from there, I just push the floor away, keeping my arms in and my chest up. Hinge. Hinge over, drop, back. Notice my back doesn't round and my chest doesn't sink. So I'm there, tuck my arms in nice and solid, pop through. Okay. Again, pause the video and give that a go. Cool. So that's the broomstick hinge, which is the feedback, which is just a teacher, okay? And then you've got your book hinge, which is what we do almost with a deadlift, okay? One thing I noticed, meant to mention is a neutral head. So we don't want the head up like this when we're doing the hinge. So I know, so you want your head up like that, you won't be able to do it anyway because it sort of pushes you off. You want a nice neutral head when you're doing the hinge, on the book, or the deadlifts, or the springs, okay? So neutral head means it's nice and neutral here. It's also neutral when we stand up at the top, so you're not looking down. So nice straight, follow up. Good idea is to think like you've got a neck brace on. Sometimes I think that's quite. So it's on, your neck is solid basically, there. Doesn't round, chin doesn't drop, chin doesn't rise. Yep, cool. So, like I say, we'll take the deadlift on from there. If you've got a kettlebell, you'll just do that deadlift with the kettlebell. Okay? And then I'm going to push that over now. So what we do now is take that into the swing. So, with the book swing, all we're looking at now is keeping it nice and simple. So we hinge over like the broomstick, or like the first part, the top end of that good morning, and then from here arms are straight, so I'm hinging over and then I'm driving up so my arms are out in front of me, so hinge back, drive through, back, drive through. There. Remember to hinge. A lot of things I've seen when people already, or self-taught kettlebell swingers, they tend to sit into squat. They're so trying to keep their back straight that they're doing this. They're doing that with a squat. That's not what you want, right? You want that hinge that we did with the broomstick, that we did with the deadlift, and then you pop them through. Pop through there. So you hinge back, and squeeze your butt to drive the book forward. Okay? Likewise, with a kettlebell, hinging back, driving forward. Keep your arms in nice and tight, and breathing at the top. Neutral head, pop through. Make sure that when you stop, you place the kettlebell down nice and safely. You don't round your back and ruin the last rep. Okay, so that's your skill, guys. Get ahead, practice those ones. Maybe go back to the hinge if you're struggling. Broomstick hinge, back to the deadlift book, and then onto the swings again. Practice a few times through, and then I'll see you back here for part B.